It's taking a while. Yep, it's opened. So now this is our Next.js project. It has this pages and all those things. This is the main page which is loading. That's the index.js file, and here we are having all the some default codes over here. So let's fire it up and let's see how it's up and running. Come on, why today is too much slow? My PC is a little bit slow, guys. I don't know why. Clear the screen and npm run dev. So to run the development server, I cleared that screen. So to run the development server, you need to run this particular command. So this will run our deployment server. Fire it up. Come on. Yep, it's running. Yep, so it's running in the localhost 3000. So let me go to my browser, web browser again, and let me search for localhost 3000. So that will open my Next.js application over here. Cool. This is what so far in our application, right? This is the main screen what we're having in our. So anyways, we are not going to use any of this. We are going to use our own customizations and all those things. We are going to make few changes in that. So first I'm going to integrate the Tailwind CSS with my Next.js project. So search for Tailwind or Tailwind CSS with Next.js. So that will open up this. You can find this, the Tailwind CSS provide a nice documentation to configure the Tailwind CSS with your Next.js application. Okay, so here I'm going to copy this command one by one. So we already created this project, so we don't need to worry about that. So I'm going to copy this command from here. Let me copy it and go to the terminal and paste it here. Make sure that you are inside your project folder. I'm already inside my project folder only. So let me install it. So that will be installed. So come on. Well, it's taking more than a while. So then what we need to do is, once it's done, we need to do this particular setup, Tailwind CSS initialize. So this will create a Tailwind config.js and post.config.js where you can configure your complete Tailwind utility classes, all those things. So let me run that command also, npx tailwind css init-p. So that will create the tailwind.config.cs. So these two files are successfully created now. So if you go ahead your Visual Studio Code, and you can see those two different files. So we need to, in case if you want to configure, if you make any custom color or background colors or anything, if you want to do any customization, this file is it's necessary to do all those things. Okay, so then what I need to do is I need to copy this and I need to update that tailwind config.js. So that will make sure all the JSX and TSX files inside this, to make sure they are using their configuration from the tailwind. So save the changes. Then we need to add this in the global.cs file. So copy it and go to your styles.global.css, and right after here or above wherever you need, paste it. Okay, so I'll paste it over here because I'm having these few codes. I'm not going to delete it. I'm going to keep it as everything as it is. Then I'll copy and paste it over here. Save the changes, and right over here we don't need this home.module.css. So let us delete it. Okay, so stop the server first. Stop it, and then now we delete this. Delete it, and then if you go to your index.js, that module is imported, so delete it. And here I don't need any of these things, so let me delete that one also. So literally let me delete everything. Okay, so this is a plain project now, so we are going to create everything by ourselves. So what you need to do is, from here first you need to create the application. So use this RAFCE. So that will create this plain application that React. What does it mean is, it's like it will create the React functional component, arrow 6 function component. So what is that RAFC means is nothing but if you go ahead to your extensions and search for ES7 React Redux snippets. So that these are snippets which helps you to create a React code much faster. So install this extension and that extension will provide you that RAFC, RAC, lots of extensions along with that. So we successfully created a React functional component over here. Now what we need to do is, let me save the changes, and here I'm going to use some Tailwind class CSS. So class name is equals to width, it should be always the screen size, complete screen size. Height is also going to be the screen. So you need to install one more plugin along with that. That's nothing but your Tailwind. You search for Tailwind CSS IntelliSense, install this, then only you can see all the necessary Tailwind utility classes over there. Okay, so when I'm typing something, it shows me the suggestions, like for instance BG slate 100 or something. See, it's showing the suggestions. It's only because of that particular utility classes, also that's because of that extension. Okay, so now let's fire up our server again. Let me go to the browser, and where is our, here it is. So let me refresh it. It's loading. What is it showing? No errors so far. Here we go. Okay, so I hope so. Our Tailwind CSS is not working. It's working. It's working because of this color instead of this slate. Let me give red or anything. Now refresh it. Look at that. So the colors, everything is changed. So successfully we integrated the Tailwind CSS. For the time being, I'm just going to keep it slide, and everything it's inside this, it's need to come inside the center. So flex justify center, items center. So for the time being, we'll leave it as it is, as an index. So what I'm going to do is, index page, I'm not going to touch it anymore, because once the login is successfully done, user needs to navigate it to the redirected to the index.js, right? So we are going to create a new folder inside the root folder called components. Inside this components, I'm going to create a new file called login.jsx and RAFCE. Let me leave it as it is, login.c. So if you're using a React project, you need to install the React router DOM, which really helps you to navigate from one page to another internally. But here Next.js provides you by default, it has the Next.js has the router inside the Next.js itself. So I can, if I wish to go to any component, just like I can give, for instance, just write that login, that component name itself, that will takes you to that particular component. Why? It's because I think here I created the capital L, I think so. So let me rename it here. Let me keep it in the small case itself. Okay, so here also small case, and here also small case. Save the changes. Now if you refresh it, so we are not getting it. Why? Why it's not working? My bad, that should be inside the pages folder. My mistake, sorry guys. Actually I made a mistake. This is for our components folder. So anything if you wish to create, I'll delete it from here. Sorry for this confusion. So what I need to do is, components folder is for all the external components what we are going to do inside this particular application. So if you want to create, if you want to work along with the router and all those things, that should be inside the pages. So let me create a new file inside the pages, and I rename it as login.jsx, and then here RAFCE, and I'll rename this JS also as JSX itself. Okay, save the changes. Now if I go to my browser, look at that, we have that login term over here. So that's my bad, I made a mistake, sorry for that. So this components is for all the supportive functionalities for our this particular page. Okay, and the if you want to navigate from one page to another, all the that particular files, everything should be inside the pages component, sorry, inside the pages folder. Okay, so now let's customize the login screen for our application. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this inside this, and I'm going to add few class name over here. And what's the class name? It's going to be window. That means the width, it's going to be screen. Height, it's going to be the screen. And flex, no, flex, justify the content center, and align items center. Come on, items center, and bg white relative. Okay, so inside here now, if you see, you can that it's nothing different over here, but if I type some content, that will be in the center of the screen. Good. Now what we need to do, we need to load an image. So you can load whatever the image you want. I'm going to use the image which I already copied it in my local notepad. So let me paste it here. So this is nothing but it's an image from the Pixabay. So you can go to the Pixabay website and you can choose any image you want. So I'm going to use this particular image. Okay, so go to the Pixabay website and search whatever the image you wish to have. And for this, I'm going to add few class. So class name. So this image is going to be absolute position, absolute, and it should be always in the top left corner, top left. And width, it should always be full screen. So width screen, height full screen, and object cover. Okay, now this will be in a full screen, but this image is too bright. Whatever the picture I'm going to keep it top of it, or the content of the top of it, I can't see it clearly. So what I need to do, I need to reduce it a little bit. So I'm going to create one more layer above it, so that it's going to be as an overlay. So that's absolute, top 0, left 0, right 0, bottom 0. That means it will covers the entire screen. Okay, you can write like this also. Then for this, what I need to do is I need to add the black color, bg black, and bg opacity, I think 50% is enough. Now look at that. So it will reduce that picture brightness a little bit. That means it's not reducing the picture brightness. We are creating one more layer top of this particular image. Cool. Now what we need to do is, after this, I'm going to create a division. Inside the division, I'm going to create a button for navigating to the create a login, authentication, and all those things. So for that, I need an icons. So I'm going to use the React icons, search for React icons, click it, and download this npm, download it, come on, click it, paste it. So npm install React. Actually this hyphen save, it's not necessary. Anyway, it will do the work. So that it's successfully installed. So what I need to do, I need an icon that I'm going to import it. Import from React icons. What is that icon? Is going to be FC Google or /FC package. There are lots of package in it. If you go through this here, see, it's having lots of package in it. I'm going to use the flat color icons, that's the FC. Here I'm going to use the Google. If you search for Google, this one, we are going to use this. So FC Google. Okay, that's the package we are going to, icon we are going to use for our button now. So here, now what I need to do, I need to create a division, and inside that division, I'm going to keep two different information. First, I'm going to keep that Google icon, self-closing tag, and the font size of it it's going to be 30. And right after this, I'm going to keep on paragraph tag, and I'm going to say sign in with Google. And let's customize these class name for it. Class name, it's going to be text LG. It's going to be a large text, and font semi bold, and from the margin it should take 4. Okay, so margin left, it's because we are going to currently, I can't see it because that division, it's behind this overlay and all those things. So what we need to do is we need to bring it to the top of the everything. So z index 10. So that will brings that content top of it. So now our content and the icon, everything is loaded perfectly. So let's make some customization for it. So first what I need to do is I'm going to make it flex, justify content, let's say center, items center, and border color, we can say like gray 300, then border radius, no border radius, we can say rounded LG. Let's see, look at that. So it's successfully done over there. Then what we need to do is I need to add some background color and all those things. So let me close this and let me close this, make it a little bit bigger so that you can see it clearly. Then here, now what we need to do, I need to add that remaining classes and all those things. Okay, so let me add some padding for it, padding. Then what we need to do is I'm going to say BG white and BG opacity 60 percentage. So now we can see that it's having this. Then I'll make cursor pointer. Okay, and on hover I need to add some shadow, so shadow empty, and on hover I'm going to make BG opacity 100. Look at that. So now we're having this hover effect, it's successfully done. So let's add some transitions, duration 150, ease in, ease out. So that will have this nice transition effects for that hover effect. Cool. I think I need to reduce the, where is that, rounded, instead of rounded LG I'll make it rounded full. Cool, this is better.